In this video, we're going to have a look at Google Analytics Attribution Reports. Now, what attribution reports do is they give you the ability to compare different attribution models so that you can have a better understanding of how your advertising investment is working. Over time, this enables better budget allocation across your different marketing channels. An attribution model is a rule or a set of rules that determines how credit for a sale or conversion is assigned to a channel within the conversion path. The attribution model for Google Analytics that's most used is the last click attribution. But there are other models that are available in Google Analytics through the model comparison tool. So how do we get into the model comparison tool? Well, in our Google Analytics, under our reporting, we scroll down to conversions and then down to attribution. This is where we find our model comparison. Now, as I mentioned, last interaction or last click is the default setting in Google Analytics. Now, the last interaction model attributes 100% of the conversion value to the last channel which the customer interacted with before converting. So when is this useful? Well, if your ads and campaigns are designed to attract people at the moment of purchase, or your business is primarily transactional with a sales cycle that does not involve a consideration phase, then the last interaction may be appropriate for your circumstances. But we have other options available. So if we click our drop-down tab, we can choose last non-click. Now, last non-click model ignores direct traffic and attributes 100% of the conversion value to the last channel that the customer clicked through before buying or converting. Google Analytics uses this model by default when attributing conversion value in non-multi-channel funnel reports. This could be useful if you consider direct traffic. So that's traffic that comes from people who have already saved you as a favorite or directly type in your website address. If you consider that traffic to be already won, then you may want to filter that out and not factor it in. So that's where direct or last non-direct click would come in handy. Now, the next option that we have is last AdWords click. This model attributes 100% of the conversion value to the most recent AdWords ad that the customer clicked on before buying or converting. And this obviously would be useful if you wanted to identify and credit the AdWords ads that closed most of your conversions. This is where you would use your last AdWords click model. So the next one is first interaction. Now, first interaction gives 100% of the conversion to the first channel which the customer used to interact with your website. This could be useful if it's ads and campaigns that are created to raise initial awareness. For example, if your brand is not well known, you may place a premium on the keywords or channels that first expose customers to your brand. The next option that we have is the linear model. So if we choose the linear model, this model gives equal credit to each channel of interaction as that the person interacted with on the way to the conversion. So when is this useful? Well, this is useful if your campaigns are designed to maintain contact and awareness with customers throughout the entire sales cycle. In this case, each touch point is equally important during the consideration process. And finally, we have time decay. Now, if the sales cycle involves only a short consideration phase, the time decay model may be appropriate. This model is based on the concept of exponential decay, and the most heavily accredits the touch points that occur nearest to the time of the conversion. So for example, if you run 1-day or 2-day promotional campaigns, you may wish to give more credit to interactions during the days of the promotion. In this case, the interactions that occur 1 week before have only a small value as compared to the touch points that are nearest the conversion. So you can look at each one of these models. And you can also compare them. So you can select last interaction and select that versus non-direct. You can actually choose up to 3 and choose first interaction. So we'll use all 3 of these. So if we wanted to compare these 3 different models, we can look at these and analyze the data and create reports based on this information. So that's how you can use the Google Analytics attribution reports to get a better understanding of how your marketing dollars are being spent and where the value in your marketing is coming into play.